Hello, in this short video series I will try to show the new features for the Drafft version 2, which is hopefully out next week. The project manager has now a button to download the sample project that you can click and you get the sample project with pre-filled content. This project manager now shows some metadata around the project, which previously we didn't have anything. One of the biggest changes in the UI is that now documents open in a new tab by default. Whenever you click an item, any kind of document, it will open on their specific tab, and then you can go back and forth them like similar to VS Code or any code editor. We have this concept of buffer, so anytime you made a change to a document, is not saved automatically anymore. It's saved to this tab buffer that you can undo and redo, and also discard any changes. You can also save it, and it will also trigger a warning when you try to close the tab and specify if you want to save it, cancel or save. If you don't save it, you will go back to the original version. We have new keyboard shortcuts to perform common actions. Hopefully we will grow the list, but now there are some basic shortcuts like Ctrl F9 to quick load the latest open project, F2 to lock and unlock, and then Ctrl+K to look at the list. There are a few, but hopefully they will be more in the future. One of the nicest workflow features that we have now is the document picker, which we can use to quickly navigate and load documents. Just press Ctrl+P and we will have this list of documents that can be filtered by document type or a specific set of filter, or by all. We can also quick search by name, and then we just hit enter and open this. The picker also shows a nice preview, which is really good for quickly identifying what the document is about, and the filters can be saved for the next time you open it. Each document can now be added to a favorite list. That is just a simple way to store favorites. This screen might be overhauled in the future, but for now is good enough. It's probably good to have it in the picker in the future, but now this can add like a quick filter for having all your most used documents. Drafft uses PouchDB database, which handles document revisions out of the box. So now we are exposing that into the UI to let the user handle the revisions or go back in time. This will work in multi-user setups as well. So to access that, you can go to the Show Document Info panel and see the current revision, which is version 1. You can do any change to the document. Save. Once you save it, you will have a new revision here, and you can go back and forth the revisions by clicking this button. It will put the content of that revision into the current buffer. You know, this is now an unsaved buffer. Once you save it, you will have a new revision version 4, but you can go back to any kind of revisions. By default, we are only maintaining 15 revisions, which I think is more than enough, but in the future we might add an option to override this. This info panel also have a viewer, a JSON viewer, where we can see the JSON content for this and quickly copy to the clipboard for any usage. Similar to the document picker, we have now a command picker that we can use to execute common actions with a nice UI. The final JSON for objects did change a bit. That this change will break compatibility with version 1 projects. We have in development a migration script, but to summarize, all of the content for the documents will live under the content tab. So script will be under content.script, GDDs will be under document.gdd's, content.gdd's, and the dialogues will live under content.tree. Also, actors have a change where bio properties and expressions are under the content object. So the idea is that anything that is actually a content will not be anymore inside the root object like this. This will, because it's a node project, but it should be inside the content object. Like content will have bio, expressions, properties, and so on. This is especially useful to detect changes in the current tab. So if I do a change in the bio, I get a content div. The same if I do a change here. So this will all work seamlessly. Media management is quite different now. We are actually storing the binaries for the images inside the document. This document is called an attachment. So each image is a document, so it can be linked and it can be retrieved as any other document. We have a media gallery where we can quickly navigate through our pictures, and we can mass upload a lot of pictures now. There is also a new concept of document linking and referencing, which is especially useful in GDDs. So a GDD can have links to other documents, like another GDD. We can add a link to an image. We can add a link to a script or a link to an actor. You get the idea. Any kind of document of Drafft can be linked. Whenever you click on the link, it will open a new tab, except for images that it will open a nice viewer here. Scripts will open also a new tab, and actors. For the images, we have a special picker, which is, it will embed the image inside the GDD, which then can be adjusted. Now the links are stored in the JSON source. They are special links with the syntax for GDDs. They are this to be compliant with Markdown, and also images are stored with an HTML tag. But there are another nice feature of this is that we have now a custom protocol that links to a specific document. So this is Drafft / the collection and the ID, and this can be used to link between different documents by hand, by creating custom links. The GDD editor is now Markdown only, which has some benefits. The main obvious one is storing plain text. We have support for HTML inside the Markdown. We have some nice div mode for changes here. which is quite nice as well. We have the usual stuff that you expect from a Markdown editor. It's a Markdown editor which brings text capabilities, like, and some nice, you know, it's nice. So the GDD editor is now Markdown only, which is we are using a full feature editor, open source editor called MDX, which is based on lexical, and is quite nice. We have this div mode preview. We can also have a source mode to directly write Markdown, or we can use the UI to write, which is quite nice. This also has the same concept of the buffer tab, the revisions and everything, so this will work just fine. The script editor is quite similar to before. We have autocomplete support now for actors, and commands as well. If you have a command, it will scan for the current document commands, so this work. We can also link actors with Ctrl+P, and we use the picker to, for example, get areas, and we have this nice already made speech. If we link to any other document that is not an actor, for example this dialogue, we will get this syntax. It's a command with dialogue or a script and plus the ID, which might be useful for some scripting. The dialogue editor is a massive overhaul. It's using a new React Flow library, which is super modern and super fast and really nice to work with. We have some undo and redo support out of the box. This integrates with the buffer tab, so this is quite nice as well. We also have the ability to snap to grid and do not snap to grid. Also now nodes can link to any script, can also not have any script. For example, this choice, if we wanted, we can unlink the script, and this will have not any script linked. In the similar fashion, we can link different scripts to different node. For example, this script node here and this one could share the same script. Let's put like the library, and this also. And they will be linked. We can open the attached script directly into subtabs here, which is really nice as well. And we can also use the regular script editor to modify the attached script, as long as you have it logged, of course. And this will update the buffer tab for that dialogue. You know, here it's the same for here. You can save it here and it will update it there, so it's a convenience thing. Each node now has a unique URL, so it has the dialogue ID, the node ID, and the script ID. So this can be used to create a new link to this document with the custom protocol we talked before. So this link will be actually hitting this dialogue and opening this script in this tab. There are, I think, 2 new nodes. The jump node, which lets you connect or jump to a specific node without having to drag an arrow like this, which could be nice. We also have a notes node, which can create some markdown content. Which is pretty nice. And also any kind of node can have nodes now. And any kind of node can have custom input and output ports, so you can go wild here. Even the nodes, for some reason, if you want this, you can have ports in the nodes node as well. The dialog player has a difference as well. Now we have here in the navigation pane the node where this current node leads, and then if we are in a choice, instead of waiting for the script to end to have the options here, we have it here to what the option label is and where it takes to. So this is specifically really handy if you have a link. If you have a link in the choice node that is quite long, you don't have to wait until to get to the final bit of the dialog to be able to choose what option do you want. And finally, actors mostly remain the same, with the addition that the expressions are now stored as attachment as any other document. So once you upload an expression, it will be available here, like in actor name, expression name. So this is useful because they will sync independently of the actor document and can be reused for other uses.